So you have learned about three types of data in Python. We have numbers, which can be integers or floats. We have booleans and strings. These are what we refer to as primitive or basic types in Python. Now, in Python, we have a bunch of complex types as well. These complex types are very useful in building real applications. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about lists. We use lists whenever we want to represent a list of objects, like a list of numbers or a list of names. Let me show you. So I'm going to declare a variable called names and set it to a list of names. So here we add square brackets to represent a list. And now we can add one or more objects inside this list. In this list, we add a bunch of names like John, Bob, Mosh, Sam, and Mary. So we separate these elements, these items, using a comma. Okay. Now let's print our list. So print names. Take a look. It comes out exactly like how we wrote it. Now we can also get individual elements in this list. For example, if we want to get the first element in this list, here we type a pair of square brackets, and inside the square brackets, we type an index. The index of the first element in this list is 0. So now, when we run this program, we're going to see John on the terminal. There you go. Now, in Python, we can also use a negative index. This is a feature that I personally have not seen in other programming languages. So, if 0 represents the first element in this list, what do you think -1 represents? It represents the last element in this list. Let's verify it. So, let's run the program, and here's Mary. What about -2? Well, that represents the second element from the end of the list. So, let's run the program, and here's Sam. Now, we can also change an object at a given index. For example, let's say here we made a mistake, and this John should not be spelled with an H. So, we need to reset it. We type names of 0. Now we treat this like a regular variable. So we set it to a new value. We set it to John without an H. Now let's print our list. And here's our updated list. Beautiful. We can also select a range of values. For example, let's say we're only interested in the first 3 names. So over here, we type square brackets. And here we need to type 2 indexes, a start index and an end index. Our start index is 0 because we want to start from here. And our end index is going to be 0, 1, 2 plus 1. That's going to be 3. So we add a colon 3. So Python is going to return all the elements from the start index up to the end index, but excluding the end index. So it's going to return the elements at index 0, 1, and 2. Take a look. Here are the first 3 names. And by the way, this expression does not modify our original list. It returns a new list. So right after this print statement, if we print our original list, you can see that it's not changed. So this is how we use lists in Python.